That's really what I'm getting at. Like maybe someone looks at that and they see a bit of themselves in that character, and they're like, oh wow, they're like me, because it did feel
I get that.
like I felt like her performance felt like very unique. It didn't feel generic to me. It didn't feel like generic beat cop or generic detective. Like she felt like a very specific character. Like she was a character.
Okay. No, I get that. It's kind of like saw a review. I bring up a lot of Marvel films, but I saw a review of like people talking about the Guardians films, how Drax is like a beloved character. I saw somebody talk about how like his brother or cousin or something, like somehow related. Random person online, don't know. But I mean, it could be fake. It could be fake news, but I don't know. But it was like their brother or some type of relative loves to see Drax in the Guardians films because Drax tends to have more qualities on the autistic side, and this certain individual family member is on the autistic spectrum, and they connected with that character.
So that's what I mean. Yeah, I feel like some people can watch it, and whether it's true that character is meant to be that way, and the filmmakers meant for it to be that way or not, I do love seeing people find that connection. And because that's all we were really wanting when we're watching these films. You love to see yourself or someone else or just to connect in some way.
That's what visual arts is.
Exactly. It's just bringing you in.
It's what art is in general.
Exactly.
But visual arts is a big,
and that's why I really loved about her character was I felt like, even though this might not be me connecting, just the thought of like I love just how not generic this character is, that I knew like someone's gonna connect with this, someone's gonna feel her as a character, and I love that. I love the performance. Good job, Micah.
I think after you're talking about it, I do appreciate it more. I think when I initially went into the film, I was like a little like, okay, like it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her more in other parts, but I did appreciate her character. Like I appreciate the dried, like beat cop, FBI agent, whatever.
Because you got to think about it too, Ian. I think it stands out to you also because we oftentimes have so many performances from other actors that are cookie cutter.
Yeah, that's true.
Not to say that they're bad or anything like that, but it feels samey.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like a lot of times nowadays, especially in huge blockbuster films, we have a lot of performances from like almost non-actors, like people who are kind of just celebrity and like they're just being themselves.
Yeah.
And because of that, like you're not really getting a lot of that like real performance, that real like authentic, just original like character.
Yeah.
So you see something like that, and I could totally see why your first thought could be like, oh, that's she seems sort of dry. Well, she was, but I think it was intentional. That was the point.
It's so funny you actually think about that, because not this past year, but the year before, I lived with my parents again for like a year, and they literally watched nothing but freaking SVU, Law and Order, just plain, in Criminal Minds, and it was just like, I mean, there's some great episodes, some great TV episodes, in there, but it is very formulaic after a while that you're just like, oh, this is like, he's like the bad guy, and he's going to be saying his bad guy monologue, or he's going to act like this, and they're going to act like this. So I like how you bring that up as a new perspective on that.
Yeah.